Good evening, sports fans all across the world. Everyone out there that's tuned in this evening. This is your boy Mossberg, Moss B, here from Level Up Sports 10, partnering with WTP Sports Dudes. Appreciate you. Everything you've done, everything you've brought to life when, we talk about sports, podcasting. I can even remember days being young at the pool courts, having so many discussions, even at the rec center, working with you throughout the years of my life, as well as Parlay Poe, now Big T1 Unk, as I call him, and our young man, Zay, man, FanDuel Zay, man. Shout out to all the guys. And throughout the stream, you might see some of the guys come in as the stream continues to go. And also, before I get into some of the topics that we have for discussion today. As all know, what I do for work, I serve, I cook, and there's quite a few people that you come across. And Mrs. Honey, if I'm saying the name correctly, if I'm not, I apologize. One of the elders that comes in and is a guest, and she said, I just love your voice. You should be on someone's radio. You should be doing something like that. And little and behold, I've been, doing podcasts to my uncle. Shout out to you for bringing me into this as well. And just hearing so many people say that in the previous years, to be doing this now today, as much as we've been doing over the last few months, just getting started last year. And I would say about August, September has been a blessing. So we are here, and shout out to you, Miss Honey. And I hope you are tuned in. I hope you are listening, because I'm going to be talking for a little bit, hitting quite a few topics. And also, I had the pleasure of meeting one of everyone that likes the Ohio State Buckeyes, FanDuel Zay, T1 City League TV. I asked somebody, one of the guys in the group, and another guy in FanDuel Zay, as I said, Josh Perry. I had the pleasure of serving him and his family, and one of the greatest gentlemen, so down to earth. And it was a pleasure from me to you to serve your family as well. And also, before we get into the show, this is sponsored by K and T Good Eats, and that is Mr. Kevin Bird and his wife. You can find them on IG. That is Social Nutrition on South Hamilton Road, 3136. We also have The Chief on. You can follow him on IG and TikTok at The Chief, DE.Chief, CHIEF on the TikTok platform. Don't forget the 5991 after that as well. So make sure you tap into those things. There's nutritious drinks and all of those good things going on out there as well. So we definitely appreciate everyone that's always tuned in, and we are definitely going to get right into the show. And there's a game one in the NBA that's going on tonight. And we know Parlay Poe, if he don't show up, it's okay, because his Celtics is on right now against the New York Knickerbockers, I'm going to call them, because the way Jalen Brunson has got this team back into, I would say, not just a playoff form, but a lot of people see them as a team to be reckoned with. So me, myself, in this series, because I did have Detroit beating New York. I had Cade Cunningham and them boys in Detroit, Motown, getting the big series win, but they wasn't able to uphold that. And I definitely have Boston in this one. I don't know if it's going to be a game 6, game 7. I'm not going to say it's going to be a 5, but I don't know about 6 or 7. Which one? I'm a guess and say Boston in 6. I'm going to give it to Boston in 6. And the reasons I mean, Jason Tatum, I know I might have said things prior to about questioning certain things. I'm a JB fan. I love JB. but you have definitely proven a point to a lot of naysayers. I'm not one of them, but I said that I like JB and there's more that I want to see. I've seen that. Respect is due, flowers given. Tatum and Brown, along with Porzingis, and the way, Pritchard, will he step his game up is the question for me. You know, everybody knows what Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, some of the other role players going to bring to the table. What is he going to do? Pritchard, just my question in this series. So for me, you got New York, you got Boston, you got a classical matchup right here. So I'm taking Boston 4-2, 6-game series, and I think they're going to be ready for another battle in that East as we get to that one when the time is necessary and the time comes, as we know that the Cavs, I believe, are down 0-1 in that series. And that next game that's popping off tonight, you got Denver and OKC. You got the Joker, who's won the MVP the last couple of seasons, and then you got Shy. And I'm not talking about the singing group. I'm talking about SGA. And he is out here balling. MVP as we feel, here at WTP Sports Deuce, Level Up Sports 10, FanDuel, Zay, Parlay, Poe, City League TV, Ask Somebody, T-Wild, as we talking about this guy, man. He's something special. And when you think about the league and the way it is today, how the game, of course, has changed, some of these young stars are starting to perform in ways that we can, take a glimpse back of the old days and compare these players and see some of the shades. And Gilgeous-Alexander is one of them. I mean, you're talking about a straight baller. When the lights are bright, he's definitely going to put up numbers. So, in this series, this is a tough one for me. This is a toss-up for me. Denver, OKC, I think this is definitely going to be a battle, possibly Game 7. I think they could take a lot out of each other, in this series as they could prepare, who knows to play. You got Golden State, you got Minnesota. We don't know who they'll be playing as well, respectively, in the series following this one. So that, right now, I'm going to just call it even, on my opinion. I had, OKC as a top team, but right now in this Denver team, they done rumbled and was battle tested. I was saying that LA Clippers series took it to a Game 7. So, are they wore down in that series, or can they step up and still have a rhythm? And we know OKC has been off for a couple of nights. So some of those things can play a factor in, being ready for that next game. So, for me, it's just an even matchup, and I'm going to just leave it at that. Denver, OKC, I think it's going to be a great series as well. And we're looking at a lot of great players that we have left in some of these great games and great playoff matchups that we'll be seeing left on the table. Now, I'm going to let that sit there for a minute. I'm going to let that sit there, and I'm going to let that marinate for a minute, because I don't know, how many comments may start to roll in. I'm going to take it away, and then I'm going to just think for a second. I'm going to put it right back up. Steph Curry's GOAT talk is rising. Steph Curry's GOAT talk is rising fast. And, we had a lot of GOAT talk in previous shows, and this GOAT talk is heating up even more when you mention the name Steph Curry. Anyone want to comment, want to chime in, please feel free to say whatever you please in the comment section, because this is going to be, I think, one of the hottest topics from here on out in the playoffs. This series with the Golden State Warriors and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Flash your name, go back. Steph Curry's GOAT talk rising. Flash your name, Ant-Man. Ooh, we did just, Steph Curry's GOAT talk. Oh, it's Anthony Edwards up there. We talking about a man in Steph Curry's GOAT talk rising. Again, let me stay on that. What's going on, post game? It's good to see you in here, man. Appreciate you. I'm sure you can definitely give me your thoughts, comments. Steph Curry's GOAT Talk Rising. Steph Curry's GOAT Talk Rising. And I threw that Anthony Edwards in there because he's coming up next. And ooh, he's been having something to say as well. But this series, Steph Curry's GOAT Talk Rising. Wow. For me, I recall when, we spoke about this before. If Steph Curry can get him another ring, and just, my thoughts even prior to that, I said, you had MJ, you have Kobe, you have LeBron, and I had Steph Curry. That's that Mount Rushmore. That's just my opinion. That's Level Up Sports 10 opinion when you come to the four on that Mount Rushmore when you talk about the NBA GOATs. Because for me, in my time, these are the players that I've seen that if you ask me to make my Mount Rushmore, this is what I'm going to give you. And it's good to see you in here, level post game. And we totally appreciate, man. We always appreciate and love when we see you coming in here and joining us and just watching and appreciate what we give to you, the people, all day long in our efforts to continue to do what we love to do. And that is talk our sports and bring it to you every way how we do it. And as we continue into the Steph Curry's GOAT Talk Rising, not to mention his resume of what he's done, and I am coming away from that Mount Rushmore because I said what I said. I meant what I meant. That's MJ, Kobe, Bron, and Curry. So I'm sure there'll be different Mount Rushmores. You could definitely leave in the comments. It don't matter when you were, watching basketball. If it was in the 60s, if you have Wilt, Russell, Bert, it don't matter. If I want your four in your time of when you watched it, because it's just going to be a way of breaking down things and how we look at things and give you another little spill in our talk on that as well. So the way Curry's been shooting the ball, Jimmy Butler's came, they've been one of the hottest team, if not the hottest team in the NBA, just doing what they do. Houston, they definitely gave them a run for their money. But as we've seen in that fourth quarter, Steph Curry being great. And when you think of the summer, if you go back to last year and, coming into this season, how Curry felt and post game said he has MJ, Kobe, Wilt, and Kareem on his Mount Rushmore. Ooh. MJ, Kobe, Wilt, Kareem, two bigs, two guards. That's just abominable. The hook, the 100-point games. Man, Kobe and MJ scoring barrage and the way they put the ball in the hole, like that's a crazy four. That's a crazy four. Then you add Bron and Curry to that. Ooh, that's just 6 players right there. If you think about that. So that's crazy, crazy work, as I be saying sometimes. And I just love when I see people comment and it just gives me thoughts of what could be and how we would see things and in a way of today. And as we continue into, appreciate that comment as well, post game, because that's a crazy Mount Rushmore as well. You talking about two bigs that literally just made the game. So I could only imagine someone coming in and putting Bill Russell in that four of their Mount Rushmore. And you talking about 3 bigs. And I'm sure it would probably be MJ and Kobe in there. What other big possibly with Russell, either Wilt or Kareem. You might even see Magic in there. You might see Bird in there. You never know. You might see Bron in there and somebody else's with that type. So that's definitely some good stuff. And to also mention about Curry, coming in off the summer, we act like we forgot about the Olympics. I didn't forget. what I seen in the Olympics this past year. You got Carmelo Anthony, sideline with young Melo and Cayenne, watching Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and the squad, Anthony Edwards, not to forget about him. As we gonna get to that guy. We gonna get to you, Ant-Man. Ant-Man, Ant-Man. Yeah, that's me. But as we continue on about Curry and his GOAT talk rising, you had the Summer Olympics where, I watched that Dream Team from 92. I watched that Redeem Team. And I was locked in on this KD Bron and Steph Curry, the baby face assassin, not to mention so many other names as well that he has. And we have post game coming in with another comment. And he said, I think Wilt was the greatest athlete ever. I want to see if Curry can grab some more jewelry, but I respect your list. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Ed. For me, I mean, I could put Wilt on there. I could put Bill Russell on there. I could put Kareem on there, but for me, I think just for that list, that's what I put on there. I wasn't able to, of course, see much Russell, much Wilt, but just watching the highlights, I think, if I was able to see them and watch those games like I was able to watch MJ and Kobe, for example, I think it would definitely have changed my perspective, respectively. So I definitely, agree and feel that a lot of people's choices is going to be different, understanding with the time, age, some even with the same age. It's just everybody's opinion can be different, and that's respectable. I mean, you're talking about the NBA, you're talking about a lot of great players during their time that changed the game and made the game what it is today, not to mention the fact that we got a guy that they called Magic. And, if you think about then, Magic, and if you think about now, times change. Joker, the metamorphosis of that, and you're talking about a center that's able to do what Magic was able to do at the point guard position. But people forget that Magic Johnson plays center as well. So, and Joker actually, plays point guard sometimes as well. So, just a lot of comparisons, and I love those things. So it's great, to see the way the game has changed as well, and just the different comparisons again, as we've talked about. And to go back into the talk that we was mentioning about this, 92, then you got the '08 redeem, then you got this 24 Olympic squad, man, it's crazy. Curry put on a performance. I think that, I watched all the Olympics. I think when it comes to just flat out performance, you think of one player that don't get mentioned into the GOAT status at all. Not one factor, not in the top 10, not even the top 15. One of my guys, since the first day I seen him put on a suit, lead his team to an abominable championship run, and doubted a lot of naysayers. I believe a lot of naysayers. But that is Carmelo Anthony I'm talking about. Curry's performance that he had in the Olympics. I mean, you could rank that up there as the number one performance I would say that I've personally seen in the Olympics. You got Melo, his performance, of course. I mean, hands down. Nobody can stop and sit here, and you can even leave in the comments your thoughts about Melo's performance as well. I think he still has some of the greatest performances we've ever seen in the Olympic basketball jersey history. Curry definitely has, I feel, top performance. Then, of course, we got Bing, rest in peace, Kobe. So many nicknames, the Black Mamba, everything you could think of. His performance, what he did with that Olympic team. And I think when, you talk about Curry, and a lot of people, for me, I always look at the summertime All-Star game, Olympics, off season. A lot of these things factor into where your team is late in the season. So if we think about the whole full year ago, the work that was put in with Curry, we could only imagine what we are going to be in store for in this next series. I think it's going to be a 7-game series. I think we are going to see some historical performances in this Golden State Warriors Minnesota series, something that we've been waiting to see when it comes to basketball in a lot of different ways, even more. Not that we haven't seen it, but just a little bit, even more. And we got our main man, another one of the guys. We got City League TV. He's coming into the stage. And I can't wait to get him in here because I'm sure he has so many different things to say about the talk that's going on right now. And we do have that man. Yeah, y'all seen him. We have him coming up on this talk as well because he's definitely been doing his thing as we see one of the young goats. And don't think that you heard that wrong. I said young goats. And I said it first. Young goats. Believe it. So
what to do, bro?
What's going on, City League TV? That is
man.
It's good to have you here this evening. How's it going? How's it going? You can talk to the people, tell them a little something. How you feeling?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I let the time get away from me, and that's why I just came in late.
Nah, you good.
Look, you catch me up, but give me a hot second. I'm gonna put you on mute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So as we continue in, and it's appreciated. Once the guys come in, man, the stream, you never know, it could go from one level and the roof just continue to go up. So once City League come in and once you hear his thoughts and his say, you're going to see why we talk what we talk, we do what we do. The chats just get explosive and it's just all day. And that's a man that has one of the busiest schedules as well out of us all. And it's just so appreciative to have him and his presence whenever he's in here with us. And he's always in the chat. But once he's on the screen with us, it's always a blessing and appreciative to have him. So as we continue, and don't forget that Steph Curry GOAT talk is rising. The next topic. And I know a lot of people, going to have many things to say about this guy, but for me personally, Ant-Man, yeah, that's me. I see you, bro. You out here putting in work. And anybody and everybody, just give me your thoughts. Me personally, I think this is what the league has been missing. Someone that's going to come out. It don't matter how great you are, where you stand in the NBA, who you are. He's going to come out. He's going to talk his talk. He's going to walk his walk. If he takes a loss, whether it's in a series, whether it's in a game, not even really in particular a matchup, but I'm going to say yes, even in a matchup. He don't forget. He keeps that, right there in the brain, off-season work. You could tell what he's been doing. So, for me, I'm just loving what he's bringing to the game. Anthony Edwards, I see you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing and continue to break barriers in the game. I feel, like I said, that's been missing. What you bring into the game with your fierce, competitive nature and the way you bring out the best of other players. You've made other players better, as we've seen with this Minnesota squad. And shout out to you and all you've done, and continue to do. And in this series, don't worry about the criticism if any come your way. You just keep doing what you're doing, and it's only going to go up. Are you in there, City League?
What it do?
Doing all right. You could bring yourself in. I don't know why it's not bringing you in.
I don't know why I did that either. There you go. Yeah. I just did my regular thing.
What's going on? What's going on, man?
Hey, you know how we do, how we get down, what to get down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I would get down with the get down. There's a good one on right now, and I kind of got caught up in the game a little bit and I had my phone right by me,
Talk
and I
to me.
let the time get right away from me.
Oh yeah, talk.
It
You know.
got right away from me. I looked at my time. I was like, oh man, I tripped out.
Oh yeah. Talk to what's that? That New York at Boston. What's the score right now? What quarter we in?
Yeah, 50, 55, 45.
Mm,
Second quarter, end of the second quarter, minute 20 left to go.
cool, cool. Yep. So I had thoughts on game one, the series. I got Boston 4-2 in this one. I think it's going to be a tough battle. I think Boston is just a different breed, man. They built something special over there. You know, Tatum and Brown, and then as well as Porzingis and just the other pieces that they have. I think they got something special. I don't think New York could handle them in this series at all.
I agree with you, man. Boston is tough.
Yeah,
They the defending champs. I mean, they didn't lose anything. You know, they look the same to me.
yeah,
So, Boston is tough. You know, I don't know if New York gonna get two, but New York is pretty good too, but Boston is just tough and on a whole nother level, man.
agree, straight up agree. And then we had the thoughts on that other game one that we got popping off tonight with OKC, of course, in Denver. I Man, I said this is gonna go seven. I didn't pick nobody in this series, man. I'm just tuned in for the show. I think this is gonna be a special series, one of them series where you just gonna get a little bit of everything.
Man, with the games tonight, I just thought to myself, I said, the NBA is in pretty good hands.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
right now, in these playoffs right now, it's all bangers. You know what I mean? It's all bangers. Now, the numbers may say different. You know, let's say if Boston was the 4-1 New York, you know what I mean? Or, whatever, whatnot, or even 4-2. Like, these are some bangers. Like,
yeah,
these games are bangers. And, my Cavaliers got a big wake up call yesterday. Like, yo, this is that time, bruh.
yeah.
And we got smacked in the mouth. We got smacked in the mouth and went down one. But man, this is and Boston is hungry to defend their crown. So
Man, I'm glad
I
you.
wouldn't even take a sweep up out of here because Boston is nice.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the fact that Boston is hungry not to get away from Denver OKC. This is probably one of the hungriest teams we've seen coming back from winning a title because nobody's really talked about it. Shout out
Yeah,
to Parlay Poe, your Boston Celtics is balling, bro. We see them. We know we give you hell in the chat, but we
yeah,
respect
they
the
doing
Celtics,
their
bro.
thing.
Like they really on a mission. And you spoke about your Cavs. I still have your Cavs winning. I think with
Yeah,
Darius,
I do too.
just having Darius Garland out, I think they had to just get themselves back in rhythm. Having them a few days off, played a little bit of effect as well. I think, and I think that, like you said, they got punched in the mouth. I think they're gonna definitely come back and come back with a force. So,
Yeah,
just my
and we
opinion.
need it, man. We need it, and like I said, the NBA is in great hands. Like even Indiana, Indiana is not. They're not a joke. They have some athleticism over there, and at every position, they getting it done and putting it in that basket, man. So
Yeah,
I'm loving all of these matchups. I'm loving all of these matchups.
yeah. The crazy thing about Indy, I'm glad you mentioned that too. Was I think about Texas, of course, Unk's boy Turner, who been out there just trying to. I don't know what he on right now. He's been doing something different lately. So, shout out to Turner Miles. We talking about and the way you've been balling WTP Sports dudes. I know he loving it. And we not talking about Mickey D's, but I love your coffee, so don't sue me. Just shoot me through a couple of them coffees, and I appreciate it. And then we got that Steph Curry GOAT talk that's rising. I know we talked about it. I don't know if it was 2 months ago, month ago. We talked about it. You can go through the shorts. You can check our GOAT talk, our GOAT stream we had before with the point guards and just GOAT talk, period. What's your thoughts on this Curry talk that all of a sudden we've been hearing about, but we've been chopping it up about, and we said,
Yeah, Yeah.
what we said.
I just look at what I see and what I've seen and with basketball since Curry has been in the league, he has changed the game with his 3-point shot. And um, Thompson piggybacked up off of it. He had a good shot, so he got the benefit off of it. Draymond Green turned into just an all-star power forward, so he got off on it. And then just everybody else that you want to just add on to that came into that
Yeah,
into Golden State's organization and won a few rings with the chef, man.
yeah, for sure.
He has to me changed the game more than LeBron James. LeBron James is just a version of Magic Johnson. You know what I mean? But with the longevity of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you know what I mean, and the muscles of a Karl Malone and a Charles Barkley. He's just a big combination of everything.
Yeah,
He's a big combination of everything, just all rolled up. But Steph has revolutionized the game, and now everybody wants to shoot that three ball, and it's only because of him. And we've had some great 3-point shooters before this young man.
yes,
We've had some great 3-point shooters where we thought that they were them guys.
yeah.
We
So,
thought Reggie and Ray Allen, we thought they were them guys. You thought Larry Bird was that guy. Craig Hodges was that guy.
yeah,
But Steph, soon as he pull up in a building, you got to put a hand in his face. Remind me of myself a little bit, but I ain't going to go there with that. We're going to talk about somebody that's in the GOAT conversation about being one of the best ever, and I really feel like that he should be talked about.
Yeah.
To be talked about because without him, I don't care if you do put KD on that squad. You take him away, they're not winning.
Yeah, I feel you.
And he's shown that he can do what he do.
Yeah, we not gonna get away from your jump shot. I seen that profile picture, that scroll, and that.
Cash money.
That
Cash
like
money,
man. So we gonna
I would go against anybody, dog. Like when I'm shooting, I ain't care about anybody. I want to shoot with anybody. Anybody want to have a shootout? Let's go.
Yeah, let's
all the way up until I had these back surgeries. I was out here 45 years old. I'm trying to. Who want to have a 3-point shootout with me? I just want to have a 3-point shootout with somebody. Hey, let's see who get the most going up around this baby.
Yeah, we're gonna set that up and we're gonna do a live stream of that. Me and you. We gonna set that up.
I ain't got it now. I'm 3 years out the game. Like I told you, I had these back surgeries and I can't do nothing but give you a nice little midi. That's about it.
Hey,
right now. I'm struggling.
And then speaking of that,
I just want to get it back.
Yeah, speaking of that, because everybody know I really haven't hooped, man. Guess what I was able to do last Tuesday, man?
You was able to put it up.
Man, I was able to put it up, man. It was, man, it felt like heaven in a cup, as they would say, man.
Man, it's a beautiful thing, man.
For us hoopers, man, we know how.
I don't know nothing about that ball going through that rim, man. That's like one of the most prettiest things, just like ever to me.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It felt
That's just like one of the prettiest things ever, just going straight through that rim without touching none of it and just hitting all them nets, man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Man. And then, not to get away from everything, but it's just good to talk about and think about those things because I know I tell myself I was going to get away from the game, but being able to come from having a torn meniscus, broken bone in my knee, like going in surgery last August and being able to play a week ago, that felt good, so man, I just appreciate, the basketball gods, the man himself, for being able to allow me to get out there and do what I'm doing on a daily.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because those that have put in a whole lot of work, these bodies, they breaking down, dog.
Man, for sure.
Breaking down, dog. That stuff adds up.
Yes.
Once you get older, it adds up, and I'm feeling it. But I'm back in the gym, man. I'm trying to, my restrictions is off for everything I haven't been able to do for the past 3 years. So I'm back in the gym, man. I'm trying to get me some back and a little bit more.
Let's get it. Let's get it. That's
I
the
don't know if
goal.
I'm gonna be able to ball, but I just want to be able to walk upright
That's
and
all
be
we
good.
do is try to get a couple middies up for the live. We're gonna do a
Yeah,
live getting jump shots up for them. That's all.
great teacher. Hey, look. I got some shooters in my school, dog. Like I'm teaching little kids. I'm teaching the kids. You know what I mean? Like I got some shooters. I got some ones that then took a hold to what I was talking about. And like I got this fifth grade girl.
Mm-hmm.
She just turned it on just like that. And her form is nice. She didn't surprise herself. She never even knew she could play basketball.
Man, that's what's up. That's what's up. And
Yeah.
then the latest talk, I know everybody's ears been buzzing. I know we've been in the chat going crazy. Anthony Edwards. Give me your talk about Ant Man. Talk to me about just, when we think about this young class, and like you said, the NBA is in great hands. I think the way we see him go up against some of the GOATs of today's game and how people measure up different players and things like that, I think we seeing something special. What's your thoughts on Anthony Edwards?
I agree with you. Special player. You know what I mean? Now I don't know what to think about him saying, like he don't want to be the face of the league and all of that, but I think it's something that a whole lot of our athletes are just trained to say so that they can be humble in front of everybody. But at the same time, there ain't nothing humble about that young man's game. Wasn't
Right.
nothing humble about him after they got the Lakers up out of here. So don't do it sometimes now.
Yeah.
Don't do it sometimes. Just if you're gonna say bump them, say bump them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And go about your business and do you and be you. They don't want us to be us. And he like, nah, don't put that spotlight on me, so y'all can tear me down.
Yeah.
I haven't seen even thinking like that. You know what I mean? Because they see how everything goes. Like, nah, let me just play basketball. Let me just be me. Don't let me be. No, I don't want to be LeBron. Just let me be me. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. Ant-Man is that guy. He's that guy. He's that young guy. Minnesota has a great team, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do in this next round. I'm looking forward to see what they're gonna do in this next round with the chef. I believe they got Chef Curry in there with it. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. I don't know what we got going on next, so I'll just go until Moss come back. I think he may have already discussed it, but everybody know I'm a Cavaliers fan. Yeah. We took one in the chin yesterday. There you go.
Yes, sir. I'm back. I don't know what's going on. It's the bad weather is going on out here too with this weather, thunderstorms and stuff that's been coming through.
Oh yeah.
If
Oh
that's
yeah.
what it is. But other than getting back to what we was talking about with Anthony Edwards, and other than that, that was pretty much most of what I had, as we prepare for the rest of the games that we the other game that we got coming on tonight. Just a few thoughts going into that series. I think that Golden State Warriors episode is going to be a series to watch. I think we're going to see some historical moments in that series.
Hey, this game one with OKC in Denver. This is kind of a big game.
Yeah.
This is kind of a big game that OKC has to get. Almost kind of like I thought our game was big and we had to get that game won. And I didn't realize it wasn't that big till we lost. So I guess it ain't that big for OKC either. If they just so happen to lose this game one, we all know that losing game one doesn't mean the end of your playoff run. We know there's still a great chance for that loser game one to pull out that victory. But game one is still important, especially at home. Especially at home, it is very, very important. But that game tonight with OKC and Denver, that I feel like that's because we have to remember Denver is still a championship organization. They're only 2 years removed from an NBA championship. So, you still have to consider them as a contender, and they still have players from that team that knows what it takes to win another finals. So this is a good one too. Like, we have all bangers. All of these matchups are what the playoffs are made of, and what it's about, and what it should be about, in order to keep the NBA up there on high in the ratings, and not falling off due to some of these older players who will be leaving us within the next 2-3 years. I'm gonna say 2 to 3. We're gonna lose a nice little amount of veterans in these next 3 years. There'll be some dogs getting up out of here. And a few of them, they're gonna wait 5 years, and they're gonna be first time ballot Hall of Famers. So yeah.
Post game said he think Cleveland about to run 4 straight. They were just rusty, and respect Indy though.
Yeah, so, that's what I would definitely love for that to happen post game. I'd love for that to happen, and I've been loving the way that my Cavaliers have been bouncing back from losses. Like we didn't have no long losing streaks this year, or none of that stuff. Now we did go 1-3 against Indiana, but we was never fully loaded. But we know that's still not an excuse. But just like when you meet Golden, like the team, like when you're meeting Golden State right now, you ain't meet them with Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean? It's a whole different team now, bro. And my Cavaliers are just like that too. And we didn't come out ready to go. Yeah. I'll just put it like that. And Indy was on fire. They was on fire. Everybody was hitting.
Yeah.
Everybody was hitting, and when it's going like that, you're going to almost have to play a perfect game as well just to stay in it.
Yeah,
I mean, we scored enough points to win the game. They just scored more. Yeah. We ran out of time.
That's all. What?
Yeah, we ran out of time.
Same way I felt about the same thing. Difficulties, we apologize about some of the delays that we are having on the screen. We have a few issues with the weather here in the city as well, different parts of the city here, and I think it's getting the best of City League TV, Mr. Claiborne on his side as well as mine. I think we're getting a little bit close to that crazy weather.
It's going down.
But yeah, other than that, for me, just locked and loaded to tune into the game tonight. And then, of course, just really try to bring the people. I've been talking to Andre Cray, try to bring the people a boxing interview with Andre Cray. I've been doing a little bit of write-up for us on Andre Cray. A lot of history when it comes to that. Bring nephew in here, WTP Sports Dude son, Ende, man, bring him in here on with us. Talk a little bit of that boxing too, because he's been staying in tune to it. And he had a shot at Buster Douglas on Tyson. Whew, man, took me back, man. So just definitely want to step in and talk some boxing to the people, even some baseball. So definitely, man. So again, man, shout out to KT Good Eats, Kevin Bird and his wife out there, Social Nutrition as well. You're talking about good eats, good food, just good everything, even the best drinks in town. And then we got the Chief out there, and he's doing the greatest designs that you can catch, anywhere that you've seen all over the world, as well as Instagram and social media and TikTok. And we got our man right here that you're looking at, Ohio State, the Ohio State. Let me get that correct for you, Mr. City League TV, Mr. Claiborne, alumni in the building. He's just not always in Buckeye gear for no reason. That's alumni. Mr. Perry that I seen at the job, man. Again, man, I had the pleasure of serving him and his family, the other day, man. It was just a great time. I was able to serve them. We was a little busy, throughout the time, but the respect and just the way, you wouldn't you wouldn't imagine until you come across those people what type of people they really are. Very
Yeah, that was
humble.
Joshua Perry, man. He's a great,
Yeah,
great, great
great
young
guy,
man.
man.
Great
So
man.
just appreciate him taking the time out to come in with his family and even take the few pictures he took with me. Greatly appreciated. I'm gonna put them on the media as well. So I've been seeing a lot of your Buckeyes, man. I don't know what it is, man. Y'all trying to put something on me, man. Y'all trying to get me to join y'all, man.
No, it's just, hey, Mosby, I'm gonna keep it real with you, dog. It's just that this Ohio State thing is just way different. And what people don't understand too is Ohio State is in the capital city. Like this is Columbus, Ohio. You know what I mean? This is a great place, man. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? This is actually a great place to live. You know what I mean? It's a great place to raise your family. There's a lot of great and amazing things going on around here. Some great and amazing people who were born here. You know what I
right.
mean? So and the brotherhood is just tight, and they just always come back, or they just don't leave, and
Yeah,
that's just one of the great things about these young men who do come and go to Ohio State. Once you come here, you're family, and you never go hungry. You never go hungry. You always have a job. You know, you can't beat it, man. You can't beat it. And as a parent, that's all I would want for my son or my daughter. And that's what you get from a lot of these Buckeyes. They love it here. They love it here. They come back, they give back, and make sure that the young ones know, what it takes to be a Buckeye. And even after your playing days are over, you still got to come back and give back, pour into the organization. I believe we had the best brotherhood in all of college football. Our sidelines is always stacked with former players. I watch other teams. You don't see no, you don't. They stuff don't be jumping like ours. Ours jump. We always have people around our program. King James even always be setting us off for something every year. Every year, King James dropping something off to them Buckeyes, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing, but college is done right now. We're in these NBA finals. I'm gonna wait on Mossby to get back to wrap it up. But great NBA finals games. Appreciate those of you who tuned in post game. Appreciate you throwing that comment out there. Appreciate everybody. Don't forget, man, if you're tuning in, go ahead and hit the like button, share something, or comment. Let us know what you're thinking about. We love interacting with the people out there that's watching. So holler at us. We're gonna holler right back at y'all. That's how we do. Got level up sports 10 tonight in the building. Back up in the building.
I'm back in there.
Yeah, back up in the building.
And post game has said the alumni for the Buckeyes. My bad about the difficulties with this weather and everything. He said it makes sense now. Definitely, man. Always in here supporting, but he's
Yeah,
just natural born, man. That's
yeah,
just
man.
like bro, man. Straight up. And it's like I said, man. It was just definitely a great thing, and not to even be funny about it. It's just for me when you come across those type of people, whether they're younger your age or even older, for me, I always wonder how it would be. And it's just nothing but humbleness. And I'm so appreciated to just be in their presence. I'm at work, but I'm appreciative to be in their presence, them coming there because you don't get to see that every day. And,
Hey,
no,
they're taught that. Hey, bro, they have etiquette classes and all type of
yeah,
stuff, dog. They're
yeah,
taught how to conduct themselves as young men.
yeah. And it's great. So,
It's dope,
yeah,
financially and all of that. They
yeah,
have financial classes and everything. All type of people coming in, to help them to make sure that they are out there representing the Buckeyes the way they're supposed to be represented.
for
It's
sure.
it's, it's great. It's a great thing.
So, other than that, man, as we getting up out of here, man, did you anything else in particular that you had to talk to the people about? Tell the people?
That was it, man. That was it, man. I'm just, like I said, the NBA is in great hands. Boston handing it to New York right now. They making it look like it might be a little easy,
Ooh,
but
ooh,
the NBA is in great hands, man, I'm loving
that's what we talking.
it. Let's
But
see what's happening. Right now, we don't know who's gonna be in the finals. I
yeah,
mean, I'm a Cavalier fan, but until the champs are dethroned, I would have to have my money on Boston. Like I just feel like they're gonna do what they did and what they supposed to do. Everybody else got to try to figure it out to see how they can get it.
I agree. I agree. And then everybody trying to figure out who my team is. I'm still not going to tell nobody yet. I'm still not letting nobody know yet, man. Y'all got to figure it out.
You ain't gonna let us know who your team is. Who's gonna be OKC? Because that's my other team. Everybody know I go straight Ohio. I've never I have teams that I like because when I was young, I grew up a Lakers fan. You know what I mean? Due to Magic and Kareem and Worthy and Cooper and Scott and Rambis. You know what I mean? And AC Green and all of them boys. And that's what made me fall in love with basketball. Them Laker boys. You know what I mean? So I still like the Lakers. And just because of that, I don't even like Boston.
Mhm.
I've never root for them. I don't like Boston because I grew up a Laker fan, so I don't like it. That's why I hate when somebody I like go there. Like when Sully went there, I'm like, damn, but that's a
Yeah.
legendary organization. What a great experience that young man had.
Yeah.
So
I'll just give y'all a hint. One of my Kentucky boys is there, and I'm not gonna say no names. I'm gonna leave it at
man, you
that.
got Kentucky boys everywhere. Dallas.
I ain't gonna tell you. We gonna talk about it in the chat tonight. We'll see who figure it out first. You got the hint. And for all those that parlay Poe, he might be locked in. WT might be locked in. Zay might be watching, but post game, he might even be able to figure it out. I don't know. One of my Kentucky boys play on the squad, so that's the reason I'm gonna go with this squad. From here on out, I'm not still gonna tell nobody. We'll figure it out in the chat. We'll go from there. But so yeah, man, it's always a pleasure to see you, man. Appreciate the work you're doing with the kids, man. I got
WTP
some
Sports
ideas.
Dudes always in the building.
Yeah, I got some ideas, man, and I think we could get something going with some this summer event. I got I'm gonna type it up in the chat. Let y'all know some thoughts. Bringing the grills out, letting the kids just come out, man, and just enjoy the day. Or whatever it is that they out there they want to do. Flag football, basketball. It don't matter if it's double dutch or hopscotch. Even foursquare, whatever they want to do. Just barbecuing, inviting the community out with the kids, and just letting everybody know, man, we here. We here to stay and continue to thrive in what we doing for sure. So other than that, man, you already know. Like you said, man, hit them off with it, man. Hit them off. Hit them off. Let them know how we doing it, T1.
Hey, I'm just in the building for Level Up Sports 10. My man Moss B for his show. It's them WTP Sports Dudes. However you get it. We was in the building. Now we out the building.
Peace.
Mr. Claiborne, I love y'all. Peace. I love you, bro.
Yes, sir. Love you too,
Peace out.